is fun! So how is this for a turn out of the books? First time ever I've been actually behind this camera. I'm behind it today. These are my hands. It's like I'm playing virtual reality video game. I can do everything. I'm back in my favourite spot again. And my Ducati is over there. I can do anything. I can do action, adventure. I can... Oh god, jump onto this bin. This is my first ever motovlog. Kind of, is it? No, it's not really a motovlog. It's looking at the Ducati Monster. It's my first ride. Okay, so I lied a bit. It's not my first ride. I have been riding it a couple of times. How do I get down from here now? Roll! Right. Oh, muddied my gloves. It's not actually my first ride. I have ridden it a couple of times, but I've not made a video on it. So I think I'm going to do today is just take it out for a quick spin. Obviously I'm going to put my jacket on. My jacket is there. I just don't want to walk around with a jacket, but I am walking around with a massive helmet on my head, recording. There you are. Put this jacket on. Ride safe, people. Don't ride without protection. Wear your jacket, people. The last thing you want is to come off and then to lose your skin. Your skin's fairly important to you. It covers a lot of intestines, a lot of blood and guts. So as I mentioned before, it is not my first ride on the Ducati. This is kind of like my new favourite spot, although all those bins are spoiling it. Poo bags, just loads of poo bags. What I'm thinking of doing today is just a little review. I can't really give the bike a fair review because I don't really know what to review it against. Yes, I've ridden 600s before, but they've never been like this. I suppose that's a review in itself. Usually Yamaha XJs and Thundercats and things. Oh, this is fun! Okay, so the Ducati Monster in a way is loud, but that's down to its Termagoni exhaust system. That is an aftermarket exhaust system. That's what I love about it. But regardless of that, I mean, it's, first of all, the sound is amazing, and that's one of the things that attracted me to this bike. Definitely the sound. Heavy traffic today. So yeah, the power is okay. It's okay. Although having said that, I mean, on an open stretch, it's not bad. It's not bad. It still pushes you out of your seat as you're opening throttle. I'd say that the riding position for doing that isn't the best. You do kind of want to be leaning a bit more forward because of the position of the bars. The bars are where they are. You do want to have that more forward stance. I wonder if actually mounting some handlebars a bit lower down would achieve that. Probably going for an SS look. I'm trying to think if the ST2 and the ST4's actually got lower handlebars or whether they're just the same. I think they might be the same as this. But the SS definitely is mounted lower down. It's just such a pity I don't have anything to compare it against. I would love a 749. That would be my absolute, you know, if money was no object, that would be what I'd buy. If it was any Ducati, of course, yeah, you know, silly money, we could go into the Panigale and things. But apart from that, having said that, I'm happy with the power. I'm really happy with the bike, actually. There isn't much you can take off it to actually make it lighter. So in terms of making it a cafe racer, I suppose with it being the naked version, it's already lighter. This bike itself has been dynojetted to go with the Termagoni exhaust as well, so it's got a bit more kick. Everything is balanced out a bit better. But I like it, I really like it. with it being a new bike, I really don't know where I can push it, how fast I can push it, but I would love to take it onto a track day one day. In fact, I have been looking at them. Just to tell you the reason why I bought the Monster, as apart from any other Ducati bike. Well, first of all, I wanted a Ducati. I've wanted one for years. Seriously, for years. When I first saw the trellis frames on these, I was mesmerised, and I always wanted one. And I guess the other options I had when I was looking around on Gumtree and everything, see what bike I could buy, I was looking at SS's, I was looking at ST2s, ST4s, I was looking at 750s. There weren't that many 750s around going for a reasonable price, not as reasonable as this, so for that 150cc lower I decided to go for the 600. Now the SS, the seating position on the SS for me seemed a little high. That trellis frame sits really high above the bike, and for just as a visual point for me, I wasn't too keen on it, and also the shape of the trellis frame. I prefer the shape on the Monster itself, which also leads me to the ST2. I was looking at the ST2s as well. I mean, I'm not going to say that I will never ever work on this or build it, but as I mentioned before, if I was to do anything, it would always be something that I can revert back to stock if I needed to. Now the ST2s, from what I can see and what I understand, the front half of the ST2 frame is the same as the Monster. The seating position as well is the same. But where the ST2 then differs is the rear end of it. The back end is slightly different. For me, for someone who was looking at like the skeleton of a bike, the ST2 frame kind of poked out that little bit further than I wanted it to. Leaving it stock, of course I could have cut it down and everything, but that's not what I ever wanted to do with this. So as a stock frame, it just stuck out a lot more than what the Ducati Monster does. So that leads me to the Monster. You know, I'm so happy with it. Oh, that's a learner. I'm super happy with the bike. The performance, it handles nice. It handles around corners. It gives you the confidence to go around corners and things. I mean, one thing I haven't said to anyone yet, what made me buy the Monster, if anyone's kind of noticed with timings, if anyone's an absolute bike shed freak, then they will notice that I bought this, was it the same time or possibly the weekend after the Bike Shed Cafe Racer Cup. I wouldn't mind taking this bike to the Cafe Racer Cup next year. Obviously it needs modifications, it needs some stuff to be done to it, but that would be something amazing. Just to take it there, to take it on the track there and to see how it does. I would be in the novice class. I am nowhere near experienced or fast or anything like that. I'm someone that likes to dawdle along, so I would be in the novice class. How amazing would that be? The brakes on this, the brakes are good. Obviously it's a single disc, it's not the twin disc. I do need to check the pads properly though. They are running Brembo brakes, calipers anyway. I don't know about the actual pads themselves, but it's worth checking that. I could have done with a twin disc. I'm not sure if I'm right in saying this, the 750 possibly comes with a twin disc, although having said that, I'm sure I've seen an advert of a 750 with just a single disc before, whether that's a mod or anything, or whether it's a 600 masquerading as a 750, I don't know. If you do know, then comment below, let me know, educate me, that'd be great. I do have a little fork leak at the bottom there. You can probably see it just there, a little fork leak, so I have bought a couple of tools to sort that out, and that will be another video to see if those tools do actually work. But criticisms Okay, if I could criticise anything, it needs more power. The bike, probably not the best bike for beginners. We're going through a 20 zone here, and I'm kind of in between two gears. Second gear isn't the best gear for a 20 zone. You can feel the bike juddering when it's like that, so the bike likes to be in high revs. Fine by me, fine by me. This is as honest opinion as I can give. Apart from that, I've got no other complaints. So the things that I would possibly change on this bike then: mirrors, lever positions, and that's pretty much it. I want a bit more power, but I mean that's not going to be anything I'm going to be doing. It's not too bad, is it? So that is it from me, a really short ride and a short video just explaining my first ride on the Ducati. Absolutely love it. No regrets about buying this bike whatsoever. And with it being 24 years old, 1994, I'm really happy with it. I'm really, you know, if I'm this good in 24 years time, I'll be happy. If I'm performing this good in 24 years time, I'll be happy. So that is it from me. If you want to stay up to date with this channel, then subscribe. Have a good evening, have a good ride, have a good weekend, and I'll see you next week.